Good afternoon to everyone who's joining us. We are so delighted to welcome all of you to a special edition of Likkle Byte Ideas. It's been a while. We've missed you, but we've been so busy working on our FinFet and our Life Conference, which happened next Tuesday. And so we thought we would just take a break and reach out to everyone, encourage you to register, bring you up to speed on our latest venture. It feels like we're having a baby because all the preparation. And our delivery date is Tuesday, February 22nd. It's 22222. So we've dubbed it Tuesday. So I'm delighted to welcome our CEO, Mistress Megan Samuel Fields. We are.
Good
Hey,
afternoon.
Megan,
Good
how are you?
afternoon. I am well. How are you?
I am doing great, trying to keep my head above water. I said it feels like we're having a baby.
Surely does. Surely
You know,
does. Surely
except that
does.
we happen to know the delivery date. And all the preparations are coming together, and we're
Coming
so
together very well.
excited about our upcoming event. Our very first, and I dare say, one of the very first financial management virtual conferences to be held in the Eastern Caribbean. So we are
I agree.
extremely delighted about this new venture. Megan, why don't you tell us about what our guests can expect, why people should register? Um, give us the background on this event.
Sure. So on February 22nd, 2022, 22222, on a Tuesday, we will be having our Life Conference. And Life stands for Lifestyle Inspired by Financial Empowerment. And this is really a two-in-one conference where the entire conference, the two of them that we've combined into one, the focus is on financial wellness. The theme is putting 2 plus 2 together. It's about mindset, and lifestyle changes. So the first part of the 2-for-1 is the Life Conference, and we're going to focus on the more the hardcore financial topics that will be of interest to everyone, but in particular to accountants, to business persons, to entrepreneurs. And it's looking more at your mindset. And so we're looking at topics such as the 5 money musts for financial resilience and unexpected situations like COVID. We also will have our keynote speaker, Matt Gardner. He's a certified financial planner, and he'll be speaking about whose dreams are you chasing and how to live the life you imagine. And that's really important because lots of times our financial decisions are really based on what our parents did. And sometimes those habits are not necessarily serving us well. So he's going to explore that in depth. We're also going to have Dr. Monica Singer. She is from South Africa, and she'll be speaking about blockchain, cryptocurrency. These are all buzzwords we've heard about, but we don't know much about. She is going to break that down into simple terms. And she's also going to be explaining how can accountants and auditors view these things on the balance sheet. Where should they be posted? Because it's a different way of recording money. And so it's going to be very, very interesting. We also will have Dr. Roger Firestein. He will be speaking about creating an abundant future. And he is a creativity professor at the State University of New York. So it's going to be a lot of really interesting topics. We are going to have a networking session. And then the second part is the FinFet, which is a bit lighter. We focus a lot on the holistic person. And so finances, you can't be financially well if there are other parts of you that aren't well. So we have a wellness wheel in 7 segments. And each of these segments we will explore in a bit more detail. and just showing how your finances, your financial wellness, how it's linked to these segments. And these segments include spiritual, emotional, intellectual, physical, environmental, and I know I'm forgetting another one, but there are 7 of them. And we have a wide range of speakers who are going to really dig deep and explore these topics in a really entertaining and fun way. We also we've teamed up with a group from New York with Caribbean roots. They're called Pocket Exchange, and they do a lot of work with speaking to children about finances. And so they're going to focus on finance and and music, and showing how the two can be combined to help children, and even beyond children, the entire family circle, how they can get conversations going about money. So it's about finding your rhythm with finance. You can never have a fete without a jam. So we're going to end it with a money jam. And the persons from Pocket Exchange, they are hip hop artists, and they are combining their forces with some local artists, and they will have a money jam to end the evening. So it's going to be very, very exciting. Those of you who haven't registered as yet, I encourage you to register. You can do that at samuelfieldsconsulting.com. Go to our education and events page, and all the information is there. If you have any difficulty, you can give us a call at 464-0841, or you can send us an email at info@samuelfieldsconsulting. The live conference is $120 US, and the FinFET is, Reed?
FREE.
Free. So you have no reason not to register, at least for the FinFET.
Great. Thank you so much for that. I also wanted to add, for those of you who think about, you're considering spending that money, consider it an investment. At Samuel Fields Consulting, we believe that an investment in knowledge pays the highest interest. And so there are some tangible benefits from signing up for our courses. Number one, if you're an accountant, you actually get CPD hours, 4.5 hours. And of course, there's a certain number of hours that you must complete, continuing education, to maintain your license. So what an easy and fun way and different way to get some of your hours taken care of. If you're not an accountant, you will get an e-certificate that you can proudly display on LinkedIn, increase your marketability, increase your, elevate your profile to demonstrate that whatever your industry, you have done some coursework in financial management. Just to give you some background on our speakers, and Megan, I'll turn it over to you in some instances, but we start out with a keynote who is of Antiguan descent. We have Mac Gardner. He is a certified financial planner, well over 20 years experience. He has Antiguan roots. He has written 2 books. He has also released, as recently as a week ago, an app that aids in developing good financial literacy habits among the young people. And it's something that can be used for the entire family to have those in-depth discussions about money management. A lot of us just did not have those conversations when we were growing up. So this is a great opportunity for those of you who have children, who have grandchildren, nieces and nephews, minds that you would like to mold. Here's an opportunity. So we start out with Mac. Then our own CEO, Megan Samuel Fields, talks about the 5 money musts and some of the things that you must do, particularly to ensure resiliency and during crisis. Here are some of the things that you must do. Then Megan and I will be playing a game, the game of life. Gamification is so important in learning these days. And for those of you who are familiar with the game board, the game of life, it was right up there with Monopoly and what are some of these categories and some of the other important board games that we grew up with. And I'll tell you, Megan was the ultimate game board player. She was soup. And so we have worked to have this whole game. We worked to be a financial planning type of tool, and everyone will enjoy it. You'll walk away with some insights as to how you can better budget and plan and make goals for yourself. Then we talked about Monica Singer, Money Reimagined. She's going to bring Bitcoin to the fore. A lot of us hear about it. We have no clue what it, about it in practical terms. And she's been an advocate, an international advocate. She's from South Africa. And then we have Dr. Roger Firestein. He is about vision boarding. He is about creating, what's the title again, Megan? Something about your future financial self.
Creating an abundant future for
creating an abundant future
for your future financial self.
For your future financial self. Thank you so much. So really, really interesting topics that you can walk away with a certificate of completion, knowing that you've invested in some great masterclasses. Then we kind of transitioned to lunch, and of course it's virtual. We wish we could all meet with everyone for lunch, but again, it's a virtual event. But we have not, listen, you'll find that we haven't left anything out of this virtual experience. We are actually coming to you live from Tradewinds Hotel. It will be live streamed. So you are in virtual land, but we have a setup at the Tradewinds Hotel. And if you live in Antigua and Barbuda, the Bay House restaurant is a favorite for many. You cannot beat their brunches. You cannot beat the views. You cannot beat the food and drinks. And their amazing chef David
Alicop.
He is just a dynamic personality, and he has a great dish that he's prepared. And he's actually going to do a cooking demonstration. He's going to do a session called Waistlines and Wallets. So he's going to be teaching you how you can eat healthy, but still watch your budget. Get a lot of the produce from your backyard. He actually gives you some pricing and a really great session that you can plan your lunch, but, be treated to a cooking demonstration. Hopefully we can entice you to go have a meal at the Tradewinds Hotel, because there will be an opportunity to win a prize, lunch for two at the Bay House Hotel. So it's the next best thing to actually serving you lunch. Then after that, we have an amazing session with Stacy Russell. Stacy is an image consultant. She's a hairdresser, makeup artist. She's also a lecturer at the Five Islands campus of the University of the West Indies.
It's the open campus.
Going to provide us
it's
with
the UWI, it's the UWI open campus.
I am sorry.
It's slightly different.
UWI open campus.
Yeah.
Thanks for that correction. In any case, she is going to provide some practical hands-on tips for professional grooming, not just for women, but also for men. So we're giving you the education. We're teaching you how to eat right and be healthy, but we're also going to expose you to how you can look good, enhance your image. And so you'll be the total package. We're giving you the total package. Then I neglected to add that there will be a networking session. Nothing has been left out. The next best thing to meeting presenters and other attendees in person, which is why we go to conferences, is the networking. And you'll be able to do that virtually. We actually have an app which should be available ahead of the event. We hope to have it up and ready by this Saturday. You can register. You can start your pre-networking sessions, reaching out to professors, reaching out to some of your fellow attendees, and having some of these discussions, sending them a note, telling everyone how happy you are to be registered. We want to get the discussions going ahead of the conference so everyone is energized and happy about getting together. So after we come back from lunch, we go into the FinFET. And the FinFET starts at 3. It starts out with a musical interlude. What is your favorite? If you're watching us on Facebook, tell us what songs come to mind when you think of money. Megan, what is your favorite money song? I have mine. What is yours?
I have a lot of favorite ones, but the one that is just sticking in my head right now is Money, 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 Money.
Yep,
Money.
money. Well, my favorite is Just Got Paid,
Yeah.
Friday Night, by
I'm seeing you in
Johnny.
the club, dude. I'm seeing you in the club.
Oh yeah, that was a song back in the day when I was in
That
college and
was.
you got your little piece of change. Oh yeah, that song really brought it home. And it was by Johnny Kemp, who was from the
Yes.
Bahamas. I actually met Johnny. Johnny was, met him a few times, and tragically he passed away, but
His
he
music
brought
lives
that song
on.
to life. And it's still,
Yeah.
when you think of getting paid and money, particularly as a young person, that was a money jam for
Yep.
sure. So
Absolutely.
we will have
Absolutely.
about just a musical interlude, a playlist of songs that focus on money. And I think you'll be tickled by it. You'll hear some familiar songs that you probably have heard all the time, but never realized that the theme is about money. I mean, one that surprised me was The Gambler. When you Google songs that have a money theme, they talk about the gambler. And I mean, you think about the gambler, but I never did. You think about money? The
No, but if
gambler?
you listen, to the lyrics, you
If
gotta
you
know
listen
when
to
to
the
hold
lyrics,
them.
yeah, but
You gotta know
I
when to
just,
fold them.
yeah.
Know when to walk away. Yeah, that's
Yep. So
about
we
money.
start out the FinFET with some music focusing on money. And then we go into quite a few sessions from small business education for small businesses, which will be sponsored by ACB Caribbean, one of our major sponsors, and we're really grateful for their partnership. This will be, they'll be talking about their Better Business Unit, which was recently launched. And so, for those of you who have small businesses or you may be considering it, it's a really great opportunity to increase your knowledge. We also have, so that deals with the financial slice of the wheel. Let's get the wheel up before we get further. I'm going to ask Aaliyah, our technical assistant, to post the wheel. You keep referencing the wheel. Let's share with you what the wheel looks like. As we wait, we're also okay. Great. We're also awaiting some guests
The
who
guests
will
are
be
here.
speaking.
The guests
The
are
guests are
here.
here. Okay, so
They
let me
are
go through this
okay.
very quickly. As you see, there's 7 slices of the wheel, and from financial all the way around to environmental. We are creating some wellness empowerment zones so that you can explore all of these slices of the wheel, and essentially get a better sense as to how you can get your finances, your financial behaviors in alignment with your lifestyle choices. And financial empowerment is all about having a plan for your finances today, goals and aspirations as far as your finances for tomorrow, and within those aspirations, the the desire to live your best life. So you're willing to make the sacrifices financially, and you have it under control so that you can live the life that you've imagined. In the past, if you had financial issues, the thing to do would be get another job. Well, with the kind of economy we have today, that is not quite as easy to do. There are fewer jobs than we had before, and people really are not as willing to work and put in the hours that they used to. And so the trend is people are just managing their money better. So getting on top of your finances, planning for the future, eventualities like COVID is definitely all about financial empowerment, having the control or having more control over your lifestyle. But let's take a break and we're going to transition. We're going to play an ad that we've used to advertise the session, and we will bring on our guests who will be talking about faithpreneurship, biblical insights for financial empowerment. So, right after the ad, we will welcome two of the panelists on that roundtable to our studio. We'll be right back.
We're hearing it, Jerry. Just sing it. It's there.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. That was very calming, very relaxing. That music's going to be in my head for years to come. I've heard it so much in the past few weeks as we prepared. So hopefully you enjoyed it and it gave you some insights into what you can expect on 22222222222, the recurring decimal of a number. We're delighted to welcome two special guests to our studio, and they are actually both pastors. And I'll tell you, they're the two coolest pastors I've ever met. You know, if you're not a member of a church, after hearing these two guys, I can convince you'll be more motivated to find a church. So let's welcome our guests to our virtual studio.
Hi, Reverend Algernon.
Hello.
Hi.
Well, I am delighted to bring to you Reverend Algernon Lewis, and also Dr. Reverend Calvin Samuel, who is joining us from the UK. So he is probably getting ready to have supper if he hasn't had it yet. Gentlemen, welcome to the SFCG stage.
Good evening.
Good evening, and thank you.
Great.
Welcome.
Great. Well, this is a special edition of Likkle Byte Ideas, and I think for both of you, it's your first time, and we hope it won't be your last, but we thought we would give our guests a preview, a prelude, as to what to expect as part of the FinFET. Of course, you guys are going to be a part of a roundtable discussing biblical insights for financial empowerment. The third panelist, you have to come to the FinFET to see her. She's actually Kim Sledge, one of the sisters from the group Sister Sledge, the R&B group from the 70s. We are family. Everyone knows that song. And so they are going to have, you know, I had the pleasure of sitting through one of their working sessions where they were kind of brainstorming about the upcoming discussion. And trust me, I was blown away. And I know you will be too. But Reverend Lewis, just give us some insights into some of the biblical insights that you will be touching on next Tuesday.
Well, I don't want to give it away, but I would simply say that, you know, we pulled out some passages of scripture. I think generally people of Caribbean descent, and we probably go beyond Caribbean descent, we have an interesting relationship with money. And so we're trying to debunk some of that notion in terms of how we look at funds and recognize that's a part of what God has given to us for us to use. It's not that money is a problem, it's the love of money, which is really talking about greed, that there's a problem. But we do need to have money, and God has put things in our hands so that we can bless others and so that our lives also can be blessed. We were recognizing during scripture that, looking at scripture, that most of the people who are were used by God in scripture, whether it's Abraham or Paul or all of those guys, they were people with resources, Lydia and so on. So we have to be able to recapture that in our time. And we talked a little about that.
That's fantastic. Fantastic. Reverend Dr. Calvin Samuel, greetings from the UK. Give us a sneak peek into what we can expect in your discussion next Tuesday.
Thank you. First of all, let me say something about Kim Sledge. It's really been fantastic to get to know her a little bit. She's an author, she's a pastor, she's a mother, and of course she comes with a particular perspective on managing finance that comes from working on that sort of large scale. So that's really going to be exciting. The three of us are in different countries. So I'm here in the UK, she's in the States. Pastor Lewis is in Antigua. So you get three different perspectives, three different sets of accents, all united around one word. For me, it's going to be really interesting to hear those different insights intersecting as people reflect on what are some of the images from the Bible that help us think about finance and about financial empowerment. So this isn't just about money, but it's about that word empowerment. What is money for? Because it's there to enable something. And as we've heard already, if you're concerned about money, then you might have a bit of a problem. But if you're concerned about what money can do, then that's a different matter altogether. And so we're really, really looking forward to sharing those insights and hopefully giving you one or two takeaway messages, so that even if you don't listen to everything in the time we have together, one or two things that we want you to take away, to remember, to think about, and to put into your own practice.
Sounds
Fantastic.
exciting.
We're looking forward to it. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Great.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Megan, let's take a quick break because I want to acknowledge our sponsors. I don't want us to be all rushed and we leave here without thanking our sponsors. We're going to come back to faithpreneurship. And gentlemen, when we come back, we want you to give us one takeaway that our attendees can expect from your roundtable next Tuesday. But we're going to take some time to acknowledge our sponsors. We're extremely grateful for the opportunity to represent and to be the spokesperson on behalf of these organizations. So Megan, I'll have you acknowledge our sponsors, and we'll double back to our conversation about faithpreneurship.
Okay, great. I really want to thank all our sponsors. They have willingly come on board. And as much as we've said, the FinFET is free, it's really free to the public, but there is a cost associated with it. And so we're very thankful to our sponsors who have been able to assist in that area. So first off, I would like to thank our silver sponsor, that is the Citizenship by Investment Unit. We thank them very much. We also want to thank ACB Caribbean. They, I have to say, were the first to come on board, and they jumped on board very quickly. And we realized that there were lots of things we could collaborate with. And so they had a Simply Smarter Business Unit webinar last evening, where I attended and I was one of the presenters. And we're doing lots of things similarly. So we're trying to work together. So I want to thank ACB for the work that they are doing with small businesses. I also want to thank another sponsor, James and McGinley Limited. Another sponsor, Bryson's Insurance. I want to thank you so much for coming on board. We also want to thank Tradewinds Hotel. Tradewinds, they have been just phenomenal in all that they've done. Tradewinds is going to be our main point, our live feed. That's where we'll be feeding from. And they have also allowed their chef to do a session with us, and you'll see him on Tuesday. The views are really breathtaking. The staff, they've bent over backwards, and they've been good so far, and I know they will continue to do so. So on Tuesday, you're going to be blown away. So I just want to thank them very much. I also want to thank our videographer, Chasso Media Services, for all the work that he has done and will continue to do. So thank you, sponsors. We really appreciate you. And I know we'll continue to collaborate as we work towards financial wellness, financial literacy throughout Antigua and in the Caribbean.
Okay, great. And let's not forget our Fin tea. We had a tea specially brewed by Screw Pine, one of our all-time favorite guests, Miriam Samuel. She has put together
a special tea.
A special tea. Megan, well, I'm having one of her teas right now, but tell me,
so
what is in that brew? And I can't wait to get it.
So we actually asked for this particular tea. So I spoke with our mom, who loves to do her tea, and I said to her, I'd like to have a tea that is special for this FinFet, something that keeps people alert, because you need to be focused, you need to be energized. And
keep
she rattled
in a good
off.
Mood. 10 hours is a long time.
She rattled off the herbs that she would use. So the herbs are lemongrass, sage, moringa, ginger, and vervain or vervain. Vervain. I'm not sure how that's pronunciation, but it's a lovely blend. It, especially the ginger gives the little kick. So it's really nice. And so every participant in the life conference, once you've registered, we will ensure you get your tea. We got them today, so I have them. So we will arrange for distribution. And so in the morning, we want everyone to have their tea, have their teacup with their tea, and we will take some sips, and that will keep you alert as we go through the day. So thank you very much, Screw Pine, aka Miriam Samuel.
Well, Megan, that sounds like the herbs that you rattle off. That doesn't sound like a tea. That sounds like a tonic. You know, that sounds like tonic.
Oh yeah, she was gonna do more, but I said let's
keep it simple.
Enough. Keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. So hopefully everyone will be alert. We're going to give you an extra dose, and I'm telling you, if you've had Screw Pine, you probably will be brewing a pot. Don't use it in a cup. This is enough. You can use it in a pot to keep you alert all day.
You can reuse it. It's very strong. So you pour your hot water on. When that's done, pour some more hot water on, and you have another.
Absolutely.
Fresh cup. Yep.
I like mine cold, so I'll be, I'll be doing mine early to keep mine cold.
That's a good idea.
But listen, the other thing I wanted to talk about is our meditation. And this is why you have to have that calming tea. We did not speak about our first session.
Yes, our morning vibe.
It's called Our Morning Vibes, and it's done by Pockets Change MC Dialect, who is a Crucian, who is a lawyer, but decided to go the music, finance, rapper route. So he's an interesting personality and so inspiring. And just to give you a sneak peek, he will be doing some meditation, and he'll be doing a morning vibe where he will be getting you warmed up to music and getting some money mantras going. So if you're listening, begin to think about what your money mantra is, right? My money mantra is budget, don't budget. Okay, Megan, what's yours?
Money has its place in my heart.
Okay, Calvin, what's your money mantra?
Well, mine is really taken from our Father. So the money will have to be found. Decide what you want to do. The money will be found.
Say it like he said it. Come on, be authentic. Money will find.
He sounded.
Not just that. Money will find. Money will find.
And guess what? Money will find.
He was always right.
Reverend Lewis, what's your money mantra?
My money mantra has to do with giving. Give as the Lord allows you to, and watch what God does after that.
Oh, I like it.
And the other day he said something profound that hit me. He said, money follows mission.
Oh.
Right.
And
that's deep.
He can explain what that means, but that was very moving. It's about Same thing as money will find. You set the goals that you want, and just have faith that the money will
be found.
be produced. That the blessings will fall upon the mission.
All right.
See, I should have said that. That sounds much more impressive, right? Money follows the mission. Let's run with that. That'll be mine.
What will be yours?
No, I'm saying money.
What Reverend Algernon said.
Sounds a much nicer way of saying the money will be found. The money will find.
Yeah. So folks, if you haven't quite figured it out yet, and we're going to come back to you for your takeaway, gentlemen, but I just want to do a quick recap on the wellness wheel. So, spiritual wellness, our focus will be looking at some of the biblical insights and faithpreneurship. And, God wants us to be successful. I'm no preacher, but the preachers will break it down for you in biblical terms. But in my layman's terms, I know God wants us all to be successful. And you'll hear more about that. Some other interesting topics that because again, we're gearing these courses to look at your lifestyle. So if you're someone who's spiritual, you're a Christian, you're active in the church, community work, you'll find a lot of value. In fact, everyone will, but biblical insights for financial empowerment will definitely, we know, have a lot of appeal with a lot of our church audiences. Then there's one about art and creativity and how they are connected to financial empowerment. And we spoke to two amazing artists. Well, one aspiring artist and two artists who make money as artists. One is in Paris and the other one is in Nevis. And the moderator is also an aspiring artist, and she's in Antigua. And it is amazing because the artist, the one in Paris, she actually is a CPA as well. So she can speak, very authoritatively about the influence of art on your finances. You don't want to miss this. Another interesting discussion we will have in one of our empowerment zones is looking at the having some mental awareness and looking at how stress and your mental health can affect money management, particularly among our men. We know men process, mental stress as it relates to money very differently to women. And Megan, what is the specific topic? It eludes, I can't remember the specific topic. Tell us again and tell us about Larry Overton.
So the topic is Peace of Money, PEACE.
That's right.
Peace of Money, and how finances impact on mental health. Larry Overton, he is part of a large organization called Black Empowered Men. And they do a lot of speaking to the men. They're in the US, in Louisiana. And they do a lot of talks with men and their mental health, especially as it relates to finances and financial challenges that they encounter on a day-to-day basis. So Larry Overton will be speaking about Peace of Money. Should be very interesting.
Fantastic. We also focus on the environment, and we have two amazing specialists. It's a three-way round table. There's a young lady who works for the environmental division? She works
the Department of Environment.
Department of Environment. And then we have, tell us about our guests.
So the topic is how a greener lifestyle can inspire financial well-being. And we have Colin John Jenkins. And Colin will be speaking about, he's an architect, and he's very much focused on space and how we use space to help the environment. And so he'll be speaking about the environment from a space point of view and how we can use our space to allow us to be more financially well. Darrell Jackson, he is going to speak more about green energy. He is into solar panels and the like. And so he will speak about how you can have a greener lifestyle to help with your financial well-being.
And then, of course, there is physical wellness. We have Ellis Richards, who is, what's the name of his company, Megan? And what's the name of his topic?
Right. So Ellis is the owner of Keep Fit Antigua. It's an outside gym. And he will be speaking about being physically fit for your financial health. So he'll be showing you different exercises that you can use. He'll be speaking about how being physically fit helps you to be financially fit, and giving other tips and tools that you can use along your journey towards being physically fit.
And of course, being more productive.
Absolutely.
You know, being productive on the job. He'll talk about posture. I've heard him present before, and he's amazing. So, folks, if you can't tell already, this is going to be an extremely comprehensive discussion about all aspects of financial wellness. Our goal is to blow your mind, and I'm sure that will happen for a lot of you, because we're going to dig deep into financial wellness. We're going to look at the wellness wheel, how it has to be in balance, how, you know, regardless of your lifestyle, how you can incorporate certain tips, tools, techniques, tactics to make sure that you live a balanced lifestyle. And when we say balanced, we mean covering all aspects of the wheel and essentially picking the lifestyle that you want, knowing that your finances are in order. They may not be perfect, but you have a plan. You have a plan, and you're pursuing a certain path to ensure that you can be your best self and you can live your best life. Reverends, I'm going to come back to you. Calvin, tell us about one major takeaway that you're looking to impart as a part of the discussion about faithpreneurship, biblical insights for financial empowerment.
So for me, I look to Luke chapter 14, verse 28. It's not a passage that's really talking about money, but it's a passage that talks about counting the cost. And Jesus is really talking about counting the cost of discipleship. But it's a really good principle for thinking about money, because it's really a passage that talks about budgeting. If you want to do something, you need to figure out what it's going to cost, and then you do it. And this is the flip side of money following mission. If you're going to have a mission, especially when you don't know where the money is, you need to figure out what is the money you need to be able to do what you're going to do. And so there's something really important about that, about being serious about where you want to get to, what is it going to take to get there, and then what do I need to do to get that done. So for me, it's Luke 14, 28, all about counting the costs, which gives us some really good insights around budgeting and taking money really seriously.
No, that's interesting for me. I didn't know we had that in the Bible. I need to go do some research here or some reading here. That's really, that's profound, because it's really true. You need to have a budget. You need to have a plan.
Agreed.
Good stuff.
Fantastic. Reverend Lewis, tell us, what's one major takeaway that our attendees can look forward to after attending the faithpreneurship session?
Okay, well, I'd like to focus on Luke 16, a very strange story when Jesus commends a man for being, Jesus says that he's shrewd. In other words, that he figured out ways to use money and to make a way for himself. And Jesus commended his shrewdness. And I think that when we think about money, we need to also to be shrewd, not thinking about how to bad play anyone, not thinking about how to undermine anything. But when we see situations, how can we make sure that it works best so that there are win-win situations? You win, I win. We're able to both get something out of it. And Jesus showed that. And we have to begin to look at all of our situations and figure out where can all of us win? Because Jesus gives us stuff in our hands, not just for us, but it's for everybody. There's a community. Jesus is always about building community. And so we have to think about how we can do that as well with our resources.
That's wonderful.
Interesting. Wow.
Megan, I'm going to give you a moment to think about your favorite Bible verse that talks about money. I have mine. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to remind our listeners that if you're not yet convinced to register, hopefully this conversation lets you know that you're going to be missing out. Say I saw and not I heard. So I encourage all of you to go to our website, samuelfieldsconsulting.com, go to our education and events page. All of the information is there. If you're interested in pursuing our financial empowerment courses, of course, as we mentioned, it comes with a certificate. If you're an accountant, you get professional hours. The cost of that is $120 US for that e-certificate, which of course you can proudly display on your LinkedIn, showing people that you invest in yourself, enhancing your professional profile. It's a worthwhile investment that we know will pay dividends and the highest interest rate possible. And then, of course, if that's not something you want to do, we also welcome you to come to the FinFET, where we will have about 8 discussions around the wellness wheel. And of course, we end with a money jam. Every FET has a jam, and we're going to have a money jam that incorporates MC Dialect, who is a finance and music aficionado, and he is going to work with a few local artists and some regional artists. Denroy Morgan from Jamaica, who is the father of Morgan Heritage, he's going to contribute to the money jam, and also some other artists throughout the United States that MC Dialect works with. So this is something curated specifically for the conference. So trust me when I tell you, your mind is going to be blown away. We put a lot of thought, a lot of foresight into this event, and we know that if you miss it, you're going to regret it. Sign up for the FinFET, bring your friends, bring your family. You're going to walk away with a lot of knowledge. So again, samuelfieldsconsulting.com. Go to our education and events page. All of the information is there for registration. Of course, if you have problems, you can send us an email, info@samuelfieldsconsulting.com, or call us at 268-464-0841. No excuse not to sign up. We're going to wind down, but Megan, what is as it relates to money, empowerment? We grew up in a family where we had family worship Monday through Friday. We got a break on Saturday, church on Sunday. So we had a lot of church, a lot of Bible verses and experience. What was your favorite Bible story that incorporated money or financial empowerment?
So, you kind of put me in a spot here because I know there's lots, but one immediately popped out at me, but there's another one. They're both from the book of Proverbs, my favorite book in the Bible, because it gives me nuggets of wisdom every day. And, they have all the different versions, King James Version. I'm going to have to use Megan's version because I can't remember exactly what it said, but there is a verse that says, bring all your plans to the Lord and they will succeed. You guys know it. I don't remember how it goes. That's one thing. But the other one, the one that immediately popped into my head when you asked me of a verse is, a fool and his money are soon parted. Not necessarily my favorite verse, but that's what popped in. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to say it because you have to be, and Reverend Algernon spoke about it, being shrewd. So if you're a fool with money, you're going to do some things that are not too right. So you need to be shrewd, because if a fool and his money are soon parted, a shrewd man and his money the money will stay. So that's what I have. But those are the two that came to me.
Well, I hate to break it to you, Megan. The second one isn't in the Bible, but the first one is.
Really? A fool and his money are soon parted in the Bible.
So where did that come from? The students companion?
Full of wisdom.
That's another Bible, but not
was
King James.
Proverbs 16:3 was your first one.
Proverbs 16 something. You're gonna tell me a fool and his money soon parted in the Bible. Reverend Ashton, I'm back way up here. That's not in the Bible?
Sorry.
There are things that are close to that. There's in
but that's what I
Proverbs, there are
meant.
things that are close to that. There are.
Yeah, sounds like someone needs to go back and get more insights.
No, you see, with all the
telling you,
versions,
I
sometimes you
thought-
get different things. But there are things that are close to that.
Okay.
With the
Well,
fool,
it's those
you know,
things I meant.
yeah.
Megan is gonna have to come to the faithpreneurship session.
I
Definitely.
have to. I
Yep,
definitely have
it
to.
sounds like we're going to have Bible study.
Oh my gosh.
There's going to be some
That's
Bible
funny.
study up in here on on
Tuesday.
22222. But let me quickly share
I'm
with
going
you.
to my Proverbs.
I don't remember where in the Bible it was from, but I remember the first time I heard this story. I was about 5 and I was blown away. That whole story about the talents. And I remember we read it. And then of course we would read it. You'd get little snippets about what you read. But I remember my father breaking it down and explaining to us the guy who got 10 invested his wisely and got 10 more. The one who got 5 invested it wisely and got 5 more. And the one who got 1 buried it, did absolutely nothing, and it was taken away. And I remember being like 5 or 6 and saying, yes, that makes sense to me. That makes sense. I almost look, I think in my little head, I probably thought, loser. How do you bury it? How do you not even try to make some money on top of the money? So I have, to this day, I refer from a professional standpoint, I always, and even in managing people, that is my mantra. That is my my value system. I reward effort. Okay, you have no guarantees, but you have to have a mindset of risk taking, of investment, of investing, of growing, and of bettering yourself. So I have a lot of time for people who are willing to take some risks, who are willing to invest in themselves, and just have a mindset of investing. Sometimes you don't even know what your plan is, but you're putting one foot in front of the other and you're going in faith. So
you see,
that's my 2 cents. And to this day, that remains one of my favorite Bible stories.
so he's the fool I was talking about. That's why. Money
Say that again.
That's the fool I was speaking about.
Oh, really?
He and his
You
money.
can check sometime Proverbs 21:20. I think that's where you were at in the general ballpark.
I know it's Proverbs, so I get that one right at least. So Proverbs what? 21?
21:20.
Okay. Gonna check it out.
Okay, so folks, when you come to the FinFET, it's gonna be Bible study, gym, art class, mental health. What am I forgetting?
Environment.
Financial literacy for the family. So there'll be family time. What am I forgetting, Megan? Environment.
The environment.
How you can, live a greener life, a more sustainable life. And did I forget one?
Nope. I think that's about it.
That's about it.
Okay, I think that's it. So in addition to that, of course, there are financial empowerment courses to help you make decisions in your professional life. And then, of course, everyone looks forward to the Money Jam and the connection between music and finances. Have you guys ever thought about when you're going to big department stores, the music that they're playing, there's a science to it. They know how to get into your pockets. They know, and of course, it has a different impact on different demographics across industries. But next time you go into a department store and music is playing, pay closer attention. These folks know what they're doing because there's a strong connection between financial management, your whole money mindset, and music. And so we're going to explore as many of these issues as possible. When we say comprehensive, we mean comprehensive. So I want to thank our guests for joining us today, for really helping us to provide a prelude a foretaste. Let me use my biblical words. A foretaste of what our attendees can expect at the Lifestyle Inspired by Financial Empowerment and the FinFET. Before we go out, I want to give you guys a few seconds to give us some parting words and to help us appeal to our audience that they must come to the FinFET. Reverend Lewis, we'll start with you.
Well, I believe God always provides opportunities for us to be empowered, to have new information so that we can do better. The more information we have, the more knowledge we have, is the more capacity we have to be able to make those necessary changes, particularly in this time and season. There's so many things that are happening around us, and we need to learn new things so that we can act in new ways. As we were talking about passages of scripture, this other one comes to me from same Proverbs 21, when it says, "He who loves pleasure will be a poor man, and he who loves wine and oil will not be rich." And we have a lot of people there who need to change their taste so that they can make sure that they retain resources. That's it from me.
Good stuff.
Okay. Calvin, Reverend Dr. Reverend Calvin Samuel, your parting words, and give a call to action to everyone who needs to attend this empowerment conference.
I think I can say for the session that we'll be leading around faithpreneurship, Kim and Algie and I had really great fun just bouncing ideas off one another, hearing ways in which our different experiences intersected. And we were, as we were preparing, getting blessed from one another. And it's always a great thing. If the people leading the session themselves are learning, then there's got to be opportunity for those who can come along also to learn. So just from that one session alone, there's going to be a wealth of information being shared. You just have to come along and share in it.
Fantastic. Well, Megan, any parting words before we go sip on some more tea and get back to work? Because we still have a lot of work to do between now and Tuesday.
We do.
Any parting words?
Well, I'm just going to continue along the lines of what Calvin was saying, where he said there's a lot to learn. And he was just speaking about the session that he'll be dealing with, which is faithpreneurship. So if you multiply that times plenty, it's a lot to learn at the entire Life Conference in FinFET. So I'm encouraging all of you, come on out. It's never too late to learn. You're never too old to learn. So I encourage all of you to come on out. We have so many different topics. You are going to leave there with a wealth of information. For those of you who sign up for the Life Conference, you will be getting our FinLit Toolkit, which will be chock full of tips and tools and spreadsheets and book lists in terms of reading lists, so that you can, even after the session, you can still tap into resources to continue your journey. So please come on out, register for the Life Conference and FinFET, and make 22222 the day you start your financial journey, your financial wellness journey.
Great. And just to touch on Tuesday, 22222, that date will never come again in the century. So it's a special day. We think you should make that decision day. Make that the day that you can consciously remember that you made a commitment to embark on a new path of financial wellness. One last thing before we leave, we do have an app for the conference. It's a little late in coming, but we will get the link out to you, how you can get the app. We encourage you to download it so that you can make, curate your own agenda for the day, the classes that you're going to watch versus the ones that you may have to watch on demand, because you may not be able to commit 10 continuous hours to watching it. And so you'll be able to network. And also, we're going to send you some very cool messages. We have something we call Finspiration, financial inspiration, and we'll be sending you really nice messages to inspire you throughout the day. And you can download them from the app as well. Another very cool thing that we're going to do, because we thought about just about everything. We brainstormed and got very excited about this. Again, because this is such a novel date, we thought about it. So you're going to get 3 special messages from influencers that you'll be happy to hear from. Video messages. Again, we weren't going to disclose who they are, but if you took the time to come listen to our show, we are going to tell you who these persons are. By the way, do we have any questions before I proceed? Are there any questions, Mika?
No questions.
Okay,
No
great.
questions.
So at 2:22 a.m., a very special time in history, you will get a message from Trinez Woods Black. She is an inspiring talk show host. If you've ever been to New York and heard about Sylvia's restaurant in Harlem, she is, and she's been a guest on our show. She will be giving you a message from Sylvia's at 2:22 in the morning. That's what they do. They're up bright and early, feeding New York. So she'll be bringing us a really great message at 2:22 a.m. At 2:22 p.m., we have Keisha, and I cannot pronounce her last name. But did you guys see that young lady who's going to space, the Antiguan lady with Richard Branson, who actually is winning? She is going to have a once in a lifetime, something that I think all of us have fantasized about. She is going to space with Branson. I wish I were her. I wish she would take me. But I got to meet this young lady. She is so special. And she will be bringing us a message. She's also into wellness. She'll be bringing us a video message, a 1-minute, a magical moment is what we're calling them. She's bringing us a message at 2:22 p.m. And then, of course, the ultimate moment in history, 22:22, which is 11:22 p.m. So the date will be all twos. And if you have a digital clock, it's also going to be all twos. You will get a message in your inbox, because I think most of you will be tired from a day of learning, from Tony Harris. Tony Harris used to be on CNN. He is a friend of the show. He's been to Antigua. He is now with the History Channel, and he's doing a show called They're Out There. It's about UFOs, and he's going to bring a UFO-inspired kind of message to it's an inspirational message about finance, and you will get that in your inbox, but we hope that you will download it from the app and get your messages. So again, we want to create a day, an experience that you'll never forget, and that you'll never look at your finances in quite the same light, in quite the same way as you did in the past. So tell your friends, tell your family, tell your neighbors, your coworkers, tell everyone. Put February 22nd, 2022 on their date. Mark that date on their calendar. You cannot afford to miss this event. So folks, thank you for spending some time with us on our special edition of Likkle Byte Ideas. We resume our programming on 3/3/22, which is March 3rd. We will start our new season. We're on hiatus. We did 15 episodes between September and December. And we just had to take a break because we have the FinFET and Life Conference. But we look forward to coming back to our Likkle Byte Ideas in our regular schedule. And maybe we'll have our pastors back to give us some post-event coverage or feedback, and just filling us in on how much we've learned. So folks, if you have some tea in your teacup, let's raise your glasses. It's going to be a phenomenal day, and we encourage you to register. Again, SamuelFieldsConsulting.com. Go to our education and events page, or call Megan at 464-0841. Make sure you're registered. Even for the free event, you must register. So we look forward to seeing you. There's a clock on our landing page, and I believe last time I checked, we're 5 days away. So we're getting close. The countdown is on. We look forward to welcoming all of you. So enjoy your weekend. Come back refreshed. We'll see you on Tuesday, 2/2/2/2. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Oh, before we leave, Aaliyah is our technical assistant. She does an amazing job. We took her out of hiatus to accommodate us today. Aaliyah, we are extremely happy that you can accommodate us on short notice, and we look forward to seeing you as well on Tuesday. Bye, everyone. If you have questions, you know where to find us. Have a nice